Hello everyone, welcome to our next video. In this video, we will see house rent allowance HRA. So our object and focus area, what is HRA? HRA for self-employed individuals. How is tax exemption for HRA? Claim deduction under section 80GG. HRA calculation, HRA rule, and how to claim HRA when living with parents. So what is HRA? HRA refers house rent allowance. Employer pays to their employee for helping for provide with the rent payments. Whichever employees has get the HRA, they are eligible for tax deduction under the section 810 13A of the Income Tax Act 1961. HRA for self-employed. Self-employed also avail the deduction of HRA tax exemption toward this benefit by the utilize section 80GG. House tax exemption for HRA? Who is a if you receive HRA from your employee, then you have must be understand the calculation of the exemption, tax exemption for HRA. So there's a lowest one. Tax exemption in HRA is eligible for receive the lowest amount. We have for the lowest amount, we have a basic three rule that we have to follow. First, you have to actual HRA you received. Next, 50% of your basic plus DRN's allowance if you're living in a metro city, and for non-metro city is 40% of your basic plus DRN's allowance, and actual rate paid less than means minus 10% of your income means basic plus DA allowance. Let's move into the next slide and see the calculation of HRA. So HRA calculation, you can see there's a two cases. There are two cases. In first cases, their basic plus DA per annum is 4 lakh. In case 2 is 3 lakh. HRA paid by a employer per annum is in case 1 is 1,70,000. In case 2, 1,30,000. Rent paid per annum by the employee is in case 1 is 2 lakh and in case 2 is 1,40,000. And now we see the calculation. First, we have to take actual HRA received. Actual HRA received by the employer is 1,70,000 and 1,30,000. 50 or 40% of basic plus DA. If you are calculate for on 4 lakh into 50%, it will be a 2 lakh. And in 3 lakh into 50%, it will be a 1,50,000. Now, third one is actual rent paid minus 10% of basic plus DA. Actual rent paid by your employee, it is 2 lakh in case 1 and in case 2 is 1,40,000 minus 10% of basic plus DA, 10% of 4 lakh is 40,000. If we minus by for 2 lakh minus 40,000, it will be a 1,60,000. Same in case 2, actual rent paid is 1,40,000 minus 10% of basic plus DA is, if we calculate 10% of basic plus DA in 3 lakh, it will be a 30,000. Then after minus 30,000, 1,40,000 minus 30,000, it will be a 1,10,000. So our lower HRA in ABC in that one is a C is 1,60,000, 1,10,000. Then HRA tax exemption will be in case 1 1,60,000 and in case 2 1,10,000. Now see claim deduction under section 80G. Salary individual or self-employed who did not receive HRA but lived in a rented property can claim deduction under section 80GG. But there's some condition which we have to fulfill. First, you are a self-employed or salaried person. Second one, you do not receive HRA at any time during the year for which you are claiming 80GG. For example, in 2000, 2022, you are working in April, you are working in a company. You work for their 3 months and they are providing you HRA. After 3 months, you have switched on another company, that name is B company, and you have worked there, and for that B company is not providing you HRA, then you cannot claim a TGG, because in the financial year 22-23 you are getting a HRA, you have get a 3-month HRA. But for the next financial year, if you continued working with a B company from April 2023 to March 2024, that time you are available to claim HRA under 80G section 80GG, because this year you are not getting HRA by B company. Third point, you or your spouse or minor children or HGF do not own their own residential in the same current residence city. As per rule 11BB, you are required to file declaration in a form number 10BA to claim deduction under the section 80GG by the giving the rent payment detail. For a claim under section 80GG, the claim amount will be a lowest. First one is 5,000 per month. I have to calculate first 5,000 per month. 20%. Second one is 25% of your total income before any expenditure under section 80GG deduction. Third, actual rent you have paid minus 10% of your total income. Now, what is an HRA rule? There is some HRA condition to claim the relevant deduction. So let's see the HRA rule. Individual can claim the HRA exemption if they pay rent to landlord or their parent, as long as they are furnish the rent receipt PAN with their tax document. Means individual can claim HRA if they pay rent to their landlord or their parents, but at the time of the rent receipt, they must have the PAN document of your landlord. Taxpayer must submit the rent receipt as a proof of the benefit. For the benefit, PAN detail are required of all the rent amount that exceed 1 lakh. If your rent amount per year or per annum is exceed more than 1 lakh, then PAN detail of landlord is compulsory. Individual cannot claim HRA exemption if they live in own house. That time they cannot claim HRA. So in HRA rule, first HRA rule, that individuals can claim HRA if they pay rent to landlord or their parents. Second, taxpayer must have their rents received as an approval for the avail of the benefit. Third, the PAN detail of the landlord must be there if their rent per year is more than 1 lakh. And individual cannot claim HRA if we live their own house or homes. How to claim HRA when living with parents? For example, Rohit worked in a MLC in Kolkata. His company provide him a HRA. He leave his parents in their house, not rented accommodation. So he can claim HRA benefits? Yes, he can claim HRA benefit. But first he have to, Rohit needs for rent agreement with make a rent agreement with his parents. He have to pay rent to his parents and claim benefit. He need to transfer money in their account, in their parent, means in his parents' account, and parents have to show this income as a rental income tax file. So at this process, Rohit can claim HRA if he living with the parents' house. So I hope you have understand the HRA rules, calculations, how to claim in under section 80GG. If you have any question regarding that, you can email us info@skillanything.com or call in this number. Thank you so much for watching the video.